examples of cognitive psychology topics. So the first one we're going to dive into is perception, but before we do that, I'm just going to bring up a quick video.
$25.
Why can't dinosaurs clap?
Why?
Because they're dead.
Why? Is that really it? It's terrible.
All right, so perception. So, one of the topics that we went over during perception lecture is when things are grouped together that are similar. So that's similarity. So in this picture of the desk in our office in my house, it shows similarity because on either side is a mirror of the other side. And also if you look on either side, so the right and the left side, there's 3 drawers, and those 3 drawers are all the same size, and they match each other. So this is an example of similarity. So the next one we're going to go into is attention. So one of the things we talked about was the cocktail party effect, and the video I'm about to show is a prime example of selective attention. All right.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
But how did you know?
Madam, as any horticulturist will tell you, one does not plant petunias until May is out. Take her away.
That's right, madam.
It's just a matter of observation. The real question is, how observant were you?
Did you notice the 21 changes?
Action.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
Why, I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
It's easy to miss something that you're not looking for. So in this example, we were paying attention to everybody talking and not really paying attention to the sudden changes that were happening in the background. So just to reiterate, the video you just watched demonstrates change blindness and inattentional blindness as well. These pictures here below are from a video that was shown in class, but they further explain blindness that goes on when we are paying attention to one thing. So the video, if you guys do not remember, is a video of a black and a white team passing a ball back and forth to each other. And so you have to count the number of passes that the white team makes while the video goes on. What a lot of people don't notice is the gorilla that shows up. And every time I watch this, I never notice the gorilla. That's because we're paying so close attention to the white team that we're not paying attention to anything else. This is also a problem. It shows up in everyday life, in accidents. A lot of times we're paying attention to the road and we're not, like, one thing on the road, and we're not really paying attention to everything around us. And sometimes that can cause problems. and accidents. So the next one is memory formation. So at the beginning of this lecture or presentation, I showed a joke. So hearing a joke and later trying to remember it and repeat it to someone else is hard. This happens, it's called echoic memory. So if you can remember the joke that was said in the video, that's you recalling it from your echoic memory. So the joke was, why can't dinosaurs clap their hands? Because they're dead. All right, and then we're gonna move on to memory retrieval. All right, so state-dependent memory was a topic that we covered in this lecture, or in this specific topic. This was a subtopic of memory retrieval. So a while back, I had heard that gum chewing can help you study and help you remember during a test. So this relates to state-dependent memory because the state that you're in while you're studying, so the things that you're doing, the music that you're listening to, all of that matters. So there has been multiple studies done on the effect of gum chewing when studying. And then if you chew gum, particularly that same gum, like that same type of gum, while you take the test for what you were studying for, it helps you with your recall. So next is categorization, and this will be the last one we go over today. So prototype versus exemplar. So person who fits in versus a person, person who is fit versus fit people in the media. So on the left, you see some happy, healthy girls over here. They're not necessarily society's picture perfect person. And then on the left, you have Victoria's Secret models and a couple over here that are super, super skinny, ripped abs. They have, the media shows them in, in some sort of light that makes you think, oh, I need to look like that. So we're going to watch this video. It's just a short little video that explains how the media can use exemplar and prototypes.
Women make up 50% of our population. The average woman sees 400 to 600 advertisements per day, and by the time she's 17 years old, she has received over 250,000 commercial messages through the media. 70% of adolescent girls have body dissatisfaction, and this can be linked to the frequent exposure to the ideal body type presented in advertisements. But what if they knew that this thin ideal was manufactured? Many of the ads that they are exposed to feature images of women that have been digitally altered to make them seem more appealing. And when people try to match this standard of beauty, it can lead to serious health problems, such as the development of depression, anorexia, and bulimia. France and Israel have already passed laws mandating disclosure when a model has been digitally altered, and it's time for Australia to catch up. A small logo placed on these advertisements could make a world difference to a young girl's self-esteem.
So essentially, the prototype of a fit person or a person who is healthy and happy in the media is totally different than what we think of as, healthy and happy a lot of the times. Unless you have an eating disorder, then you have a skewed view, a distorted view. And I believe that is it for today.